Hello, Internet. Today we are going to be ranking popular sports conspiracy theories on whether we believe them or we don't, or somewhere in the middle, which is where you want to be. So we have 8 conspiracy theories today. Are you a fan of conspiracy theories in general?
I like Hello, Internet.
Can you explain what internet is?
You like that one?
It's very like 2009
Hello,
YouTube show.
My first ever
Hello, Internet.
It's my first ever YouTube video. Hello, Internet. But do you believe many conspiracy theories?
I do. I think Bigfoot is real, and I think he's hot.
Well, that's a great way to start. So we're going to start off with Curt Shilling's bloody sock game, and I think this is the one we're probably the most familiar with,
right,
as Red Sox fans.
As Boston born and raised.
Now, the conspiracy theory is that his sock wasn't actually bloody, according to Baltimore Orioles play-by-play announcer Gary Thorne, which is the most play-by-play announcer name.
Gary Thorne?
Yeah.
What the hell?
That's the most I do baseball name I've ever heard, saying it was paint or maybe even ketchup instead of blood.
Ketchup does look like fake blood. I'll give him that.
It's kind of an insane thing to paint your sock.
Yeah.
And then go out on a mound.
I would get a lot of mosquito bites in middle school and high school.
You scratch them?
And I would scratch them and they bleed, and they'd always be on my ankles because I'd run through the forest. And they'd always bleed into my socks, and I would feel like Curt Shilling. So I think this is 100% real. I'm buying in.
I'm also buying in, but I do like the fact that somebody was like, that's ketchup. Next up, we have my personal favorite, Michael Jordan secretly being suspended from the NBA in 1993.
I'm very solid with my decision of not to play the game of basketball.
Now, are you familiar with this conspiracy theory?
I'm familiar with the two situations, and the conspiracy makes a lot of sense.
So the conspiracy theory is that Michael Jordan had an alleged gambling addiction after he won 3 straight titles with the Bulls. So David Stern secretly suspended him, which is why he went to go play baseball for a year and a half with the Chicago White Sox. Did you know he hit 200?
In the minors?
That's kind of impressive. To go from, I haven't played baseball since high school, to go to Double-A at 31 years old and hit 200. That's pretty good.
Yeah. It's
one of those conspiracy theories that it's it kind of makes sense, because why would the best person out of sport and the most competitive human being ever just be like, I'm going to go play baseball now?
Yeah.
It's a little weird.
I think this is a hindsight's is good situation.
I agree with you. I will say it is
I don't want to put it in sell, though.
No, I'm going to put it on layaway because I want to believe it.
I don't fully get the layaway.
Grin, grin, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, say no more.
When you want to buy something,
right,
but you can't afford it yet, so you put
but
it
you
on
still
layaway.
buy it.
Eventually. But we could also not want it.
I just don't get it.
Okay, yeah, we'll put it in that then.
But I will...
It's the only option.
I was going to say, I've never bought anything on layaway.
Me neither.
Next one, I want to do Cal Ripken. Cal Ripken's record streak of games played was saved by an intentional power outage. There was an affair with a famous Kevin Costner. Do you know who that is?
From Field of Dreams?
That's what it said.
And from Draft Day?
So apparently somebody caught an actor cheating on, with his wife, and then, got in a fight and, was heartbroken and didn't want to play that night. So they were going to end his consecutive games played streak.
No. It's my call.
But then there was a power outage, so they didn't end up playing the game, and his streak was saved.
Oh, I'm buying this.
I've never bought anything
with
in my life.
With no actual information provided. I'm buying this.
I think this is the most believable one here.
Yeah.
Yeah, duh, that
and
makes
also,
sense.
Respectable.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Now we have Pete Rose. Apparently had a secret agreement to be reinstated from his lifetime ban with a former MLB commissioner who unfortunately passed away just 8 days after the suspension was handed down. And then the conspiracy goes that he was going to reinstate him, but he unfortunately passed away, so Pete Rose was never reinstated into baseball. Buy or sell that.
This is kind of Game of Thronesy.
Game of Thronesy? I've never seen Game of Thrones.
The truth dies with...
Ooh.
Even if it is true, I don't really care.
Okay. Well,
because that's just kind of unfortunate timing. I'm selling it, I think.
I'm also selling it. This feels like something that was made up, unfortunately. But I like the idea. Fight for it. Next up, we have Super Bowl 40. I'm bad at Roman numerals. What is that?
Let's look.
XVLII? What the heck is that?
I think it's a word.
I actually really like this one, by the way.
Yeah.
The conspiracy theory is that during the Super Bowl between the Ravens and the 49ers, at halftime, there was a power outage, and people would like to believe that Roger Goodell did that because the Ravens were blowing out the 49ers, and it gave the 49ers more time to recoup as a team and make the game more competitive, which it was as the 49ers went on to score 17 straight points. Ravens wound up winning, though.
Oh, come on, guys. You can do better than that. Let's go.
Do you buy or sell that?
I think I'm going to sell it.
Okay.
It's kind of a Michael Jackson, Michael Jordan situation.
A little bit.
I'm such a believer in sports momentum that I think it was an accident, and then the accident explains why the 49ers got back into the game.
Oh, I like that.
And also, that was the Beyonce halftime show, and she used, like, all the electricity they had.
In the world.
I think so.
Beyonce's awesome. I like it, though, because it was kind of insane that, like, a major sports stadium would just have no power in the biggest event of the year.
It's pretty crazy.
So, but I'm going to sell it. Next up, we have Wayne Gretzky getting traded to the LA Kings. Now, I'm actually a big fan of this one because I believe it. So the rumor is that after Wayne Gretzky won a Stanley Cup with the Edmonton Oilers, that not only Gretzky, but the NHL influenced the trade from the Edmonton Oilers to the LA Kings to make hockey more popular in North America. Which it did, because after the trade, 4 new North American hockey teams were founded in the following years, and hockey in North America skyrocketed. So the conspiracy is that the NHL commissioner and the NHL kind of forced the trade to make hockey more popular in America.
I like that because the Kings, I think, are the lamest team there.
Okay.
But they have the most fans and the most historic franchise.
Most rings, too.
Of the California teams. Because, like, the San Jose Sharks, that's cool.
Really cool. Anaheim Ducks.
Anaheim Ducks, that's like the best logo in hockey, but they don't have fans. But the Kings do it. Like, Will Ferrell's a massive Kings fan.
Let's break someone's clavicle on 3.
That is, there are always a lot of, like, celebrities at Kings games.
Which makes sense because they had the great one.
Gretzky scores!
I'm going to buy this one because I like it a lot, and also it's, like, really smart if it's true.
Yeah, I love the league tampering with teams.
He never won a championship in LA.
Never won a championship in LA. So that kind of backfired for him because he won 4 with the Oilers.
Yeah, but after 4, they're all the same.
That is true.
I would guess.
I bet a lot of people say
Right?
that. I'm going to buy it. I believe this one. Next up, we have Sidney Crosby. I picked this one because the #1 sports conspiracy theory is rigged drafts.
Yeah.
That's what I noticed. So in the 2005 NHL draft, people believe that the NHL rigged it so the Pittsburgh Penguins would get the first overall pick so they could draft Sidney Crosby so they could afford to get a new stadium. It makes a lot of sense. It'd be like, I guess if you don't have, kind of similar to the Gretzky thing, like NHL sending a big star to a market that needs fans.
Yeah. It hasn't fully grasped me. I think it's a layaway because couldn't it just be like a good situation?
No, yeah.
Like the worst team gets the best player and it works out. Like maybe there wasn't even tampering.
It is kind of insane circumstances that like they were about to like be done as a hockey team.
That is great. That's the only thing that is keeping it in layaway and not sell.
No, yeah, it's kind of insane. And then the last one we have is Muhammad Ali knocked out Sonny Liston in a rigged fight with a phantom punch. Now, I don't know if you know a lot about this one because I didn't. It's a really weird one because it's like 1965 and the cameras look so grainy that no one can actually tell anything. But the report was that they wanted Ali to keep winning and it was a rigged fight and the guy took a dive.
Sometimes I think boxing, the whole sport, is 100% fake like wrestling.
You're just a sissy.
Ooh.
And sometimes I'm like using cameras like in our videos when we try to replay stuff. The cameras lie a lot.
A lot of the time.
So
yeah.
I think he just punched him in the face.
You're a coward and a liar and a thief.
Have to be so good to trick the world for 80 years. What year is it?
Today is 2024. No, 2023.
You're watching this a year in the past. We are from the future.
I understand the ones where they say you get hit and like you die. Like you purposely let them hit you. I don't understand this one because they said he didn't get hit.
When you watch a soccer flop,
yeah, that's true.
It's not tricking anyone.
Yeah, that's a lie.
So pro athletes, they're not actors.
Unless he's the greatest actor of all time. I'm going to sell this one.
I think this is a sell.
This is a sell. Wow, we came in a good place.
Now click on the hotels.com ad.
No, we're not going to Hotels.com. Let us know if there's other sports conspiracy theories we should rank.